Okay. Scuba versus Asus. I don't know, man. I'm East Coast, USA. Scuba is around Perth, Australia or whatever. Maybe he's an hour out of Perth. And Asus, Owen Cover, is Ukraine area, so this is like geographical hell for connecting. You know, I mean, this is how you get lag, you know? This is how you make it laggy. And 1 second now. Okay, just posting. Blasted lands. Wow. They're still picking. Pick. I'm not in a rush. I have all day long. But I do want to see if it's lagging really terribly and I actually can't stream it because, you know, it would be unplayable speed. Then I would just like to hop into something else as opposed. Still about the map picks. Also, for anybody watching who's already here, that is, there is a topic in the forums for posting your Game Ranger ID to assist us in combating some identity theft that's going on right now via Game Ranger, dealing with Clan Wars garbage that's still going on. So if you don't want to be a suspect, or you don't want to be the first suspect, you should probably post your ID there. And I think Asus went AFK, or something's broken here because we're not starting. Hey ho, Raythio. Thank you for inviting me to stream. Normally I would not be able to stream this early, but today I could. Let me... Okay. Okay, Tank versus GKLA. Scuba is very good GLA. Asus is good tank. Tank beats GLA pretty much even. Well, it's more in Tank's favor, but it depends on the map. This map, we could see it go either way. It's not that laggy. Not that bad. It's 24. It's not terrible. 27. It's going up a little bit more, but it's not terrible. It's not 30 plus or 40 like some people playing where it's just abysmal 2-second delay. This isn't terrible. Definitely not terrible. I mean, I guess if Millard's around and Millard would lag less, if it comes to that, he could be the alternative and pick it up after me, because we are at 29 was a spike there. Scuba is in the middle and you can see a little bit of choppiness, but everything looks fairly okay. But it really comes down to when you see the battles. When the battles begin to pop up around the map and people are trying to micro and macro and micro some more, especially with finicky China units, especially dragon tanks. You go to click flame wall and it right here, and then it's delayed, and the dragon goes here, and then it flame walls backwards. Horrific. Horrific. Scuba's pretty good at playing in lag, though. He's a very experienced player, been playing for a very long time, and I assume the Asus is also very good at playing in lag because he's part of the Russian community. Mines right off the bat. And he had a terrorist in there, so it blew everybody up. Can't blame that one on lag. You're always supposed to assume there are mines. Yeah, nice Marauder. He is going to be able to take that out, and there's no scrap. But he scrap denies anyway. Ooh, and the tunnel is down, and this tunnel is denied. He is also trying to deny the tunnel on the left side, but that tower is going to allow it to be taken out, and the tunnel itself wouldn't have gone down anyway, but whatever. Dragon on the other side. Asus going already for the airfield so he can get himself a Helix to combat the Marauder tanks and other ground units. So far, no success with scrapping up your Marauders, Mr. Scuba. Scuba, one of the foundational players of 0 Hour Expertdom. Essentially, if he used hotkeys and if he took it as seriously as the other experts, he would probably be, I don't know, maybe the best. Maybe the best expert ever. Who knows? Because strategically speaking, for what he can achieve without much of any effort compared when you know, compare him to XCal, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I always love watching Scuba play. He's a very fun player. I like playing against him too for the times that I did, because you don't really expect everything that's coming. Big brain moment going on right here, destroying the oil before it's even captured. Some people would destroy it after it's captured, but you know, by that point they got something out of it. Doing it then, his opponent got nothing out of it, and he didn't lose anything in the process, other than terrorists, but you know, that's not his fault. Helix is out, so this poor Marauder is gone. He's a goner. There are quads now. Quads in the tunnel, so he's not going to be able to do anything in terms of that side. He's going to have himself another... Oh, never mind. Oh, he did also get the scrap. Denied. Dozer did survive for Asus, and Asus is going to try to build there. Poor Technical is going to go down. It was denied by the flame wall. Also going to lose that. Will we see the pop? We do not. How queer. Perhaps he didn't build any quads. He did have 2 arms dealers, so I don't know why there wouldn't be any quads, but Scuba is losing all of his map control now, which is not good. He's trying to get some extra income via the capture upgrade for his own oil. Sending some quads over here, perhaps going to try to harass these trucks. That would be very nice. He doesn't seem to have much of anything to actually combat the combination that could arise here, because this tunnel is going to go down and he's not going to be able to get another one up here very easily. So this could be very bad for Scuba. Could be the end. This is very good, as I said. Going up here and harassing. Outside of the experts, you don't usually see something like that happen. Very nice. Helix will go down. I believe there's pretty much a waste from Asus. He didn't need to lose that Helix. It's a very expensive unit for tank. Could have sent it back, got a new one repaired, unloaded, reloaded, went back down, and then just continue to get stronger. This dragon is going to make it in here, and it is going to be able to flame down this supply. A little bit more micro here by Owen Cover, you know, Asus, and he could have maybe gotten that tank around a little quicker and maybe even saved his dragon here, but I don't think he's going to be able to save his dragon now. He's going to lose both units. Not very good, but Scuba is just getting into a trying to get into a more secure position, because he's in a very bad position right now overall, because his opponent is collecting more and more, and he's just going to get more powerful as tank as the game goes on, if he maintains the map control out of the hands of Scuba. Scuba now finally got the capture upgrade, can get himself a little bit more economy since he lost his left supply. It's going to be a very difficult game for him in terms of getting back into it. He did get himself here. He's going to lose that bunker. Going to assist in its destruction. He's not going to have a hard time at all getting rid of this. So he should be able to clear out this side, but the Helix is coming down in the middle with the tank and with more tanks on the side. So he's going to need something to combat this. He might have to go back. At least send the quads back to be able to combat the Helix. Because if this tunnel goes down, his army cannot come back. And I would say, if it goes down... Oh no, he has enough to get rid of this. He has enough. He has enough. Asus loses another Helix. But he doesn't have a tunnel now, so he can't get his army back. So he has to go... I would just go forward. He doesn't have any... He doesn't have enough in his base to stop that. So he's going to have to go back. Because all he has is quads, and there's another Helix coming. Nah, actually, you know, maybe he actually could have just gone in with his army. And, worked on getting that. But he's got to send something back. He can't use the tunnel, so I don't know why he went into the tunnel in the first place there. He's getting himself established on the right side. Asus going to try to get himself established down on the left side of Scuba's base. He doesn't have a command center yet, and he didn't tech up. Oh, never mind. He does have a command center, but he hasn't teched up yet. If he were to tech up in the position that Scuba is in now, and he got one Emperor Overlord and some ECMs, it would be over. But some guys like to promote their opponents, and Scuba, we will see him putting down a command center scaffold in a second, or like whenever he can, because he 100% wants cash bounty. In the situation he's in now, he needs it. It is a complete necessity that he has cash bounty. In the base of Asus, we see that he is running low on supplies. He's running out. Big army by Scuba coming in. He has his infinite power Marauder tank. We are going to see this supply get a little bit more damage. It does go down. Very bad for Scuba. Very bad position he's in. Got to do some big tank denies here. Got to deny these tanks here. And you definitely can't let any more get scrapped up. He gets one more scrapped up. Nope. Oh, this is so bad by Asus. I don't even know why he pushed forward. Oh, if you don't destroy that, which you won't, because it's so powerful. Oh wait, he will. One more shot, one more shot. Oh my goodness, but now he needs to deny a lot. I really didn't think he would get that, but he did. Ah, that's bad. I would almost say it's GG, but this is an expert and an expert slayer playing, so I'm not going to throw any GGs out at all. Scuba needs to rebuild his workers here for his supply line, his main base. Still has 5,550 in there, so he does have something. I mean, combating these tanks is so difficult with quads and with marauders because, you know, these do a ton of damage and they auto heal and they can fire while moving. Marauders can't do any of that except when they're promoted like this and when they're scrapped up. Quads can't counter these for a hill of beans. And this Helix army is going to own Scuba's base if he doesn't need it to defend himself, which it doesn't look like he will. Scuba's going to have to send everything back if he even wants to try to defend himself against this. Asus trying to collect from both sides, speed up his income. That's enough. That's enough to deny it. Is he going to take down one Helix? He does. Asus is not very fortunate with his Helixes this game. Lost a lot of them. I mean, he did get a lot of damage out of them too. But losing Helixes is not ever a nice thing with tank or nuke. For some reason we just spiked from a very friendly looking 20 to basically 40. on the latency there, the gray number. That is... That's not nice. That's not fun for the players. But it's to be expected with the geography we're playing around with right now. Yeah. Very nice. Pack that bunker full and tank cannot do anything. This is going to get very hard for Asus because he's pretty much out of money now, and Scuba is not. Scuba still has money to collect in his base, on the side, and he has his oil. Asus, on the other hand, only has this middle here, and he's tank. So if he's not 5 stars, his position is just going to get worse and worse and worse. I believe... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Gotta resist the urge. Resist the urge to point out mistakes on the side of Asus. What's the score? I will post a score after this game. After this game ends, I will add a score. I believe if Asus would have kept... Look at this. He's just gonna pick some off. Very nice by Scuba. Very pro move. I believe if Asus would have teched up earlier, would have gotten Lotus, which Lotus could have been so terribly annoying for Scuba to deal with, because he had so many openings. He could have captured the oil, could have captured this and this. He could have done so much. Could have just been so annoying with Lotus, you know, if he just kept her alive. ECMs can just shut off Marauders and Quads to assist with the Helixes swarming in. You know, Flight of the Valkyries comes on and the Helixes just own everything. Or just an Emperor Overlord, which, you know, owns GLA if GLA doesn't have Kel or buses or anything. But... yeah, the way that every game progresses, you really have to rewatch the replay and watch it from every step to know exactly, or you have to be the player and who rewatches his replay to know his thinking on what's happening, see his fog of war, his perspective, everything, before you can accurately determine what each player could have done better with any degree of accuracy. To positively determine one's mistakes. Like this right here, I can positively determine Scuba made a horrific mistake right there with that bunker. Unloading there because he lost everything as a result. And by horrific mistake, don't take that as meaning that was a just horrific thing that he did, you know, just terrible idea. He had a good idea. He wanted to save the guys out of the bunker because he thought it was right on the bunker and would have lost it anyway, but he was too late, and the move ended up being horrifying to watch. Could probably use better words to describe it that wouldn't end up that way. If all this is lost here, that's another bad thing happening to Scuba, but Owen Cover losing so much in the process. Move your tanks forward. Go ahead, move your tanks forward. Come on, move them down and then clean it up with the Helix. Move. Oh, wait, there's a bunker here, but I don't think it has anything in it. Move it on down, move it on down. Keep it to the right, destroy all this. Just keep going. Scuba cleared up the left side. Owen Cover's on. No income. No income. Does have this, though. Sell a war factory. Sell this, get your dozer all the way around, build a supply there, lost his Helix. Very terrible. Why did you move the Helix down when all you had to do was move your tanks forward and keep them to the right so you didn't lose it to that? Tox Bomb going up to the base, gonna get that. Helix can come over here real quick, but there's gonna be like quads popping out of here. So let's move up here with the tank. Scuba accurately placed it that way, very nice, so we didn't... Oh, well, no. It is in the toxin. Not good. Tanks were not together, so the dragon goes down, and this tank here has auto-loaders now. Which is weird to see. because he didn't have money to build any more tanks. Gonna have to sell the command center. Losing it makes no sense because you need the money to rebuild to get supplies, but can't really get supplies. And I do believe that Scuba's gonna win this one. At this point in the game, 16 minutes in, he has an oil for income, and he's still collecting, and he has cash bounty, I hope. And it's gonna be it for him. Because there's a lot of money here still. There's enough money for some stuff, but against what Scuba has and what Scuba will have, I 100% believe that it's 98-2 in favor of Scuba right now for the win. Especially because he didn't just use his truck to run all that over. Okay, Asus, I think you can GG once you lose this Helix. Not beaten yet, but you know. Yeah. Very well played by Scuba. Very fun. Very nice. I really like that. That was elite level play. I will add a score now. Scuba 1-0 Asus. I'm typing in the dark and I don't have a lit keyboard, which normally wouldn't be a problem, except that I have like 3 or 4 keyboards that I use and they're all different, so my typing is always on the fritz. GG. If I sound terrible, make someone. I don't want to make just because I don't want to deal with, you know, people telling maps and stuff. Yes, Scuba is not Australian and he is not American. Scuba is English, British, Britannico. He moved to Australia. Like geese. Yes, Owen Cover? What is it? Face cam? Put a delay por 3 minutes. For 3 minutes. No need for a big delay. How's that? Big flex. Big flex. Big flex. To my Russian viewers, my favorite viewers, let's be honest. Asus probably should have won that game there. I don't know why he didn't. I really, you know, well, I do know why he didn't, but I don't want to do too much pecking, you know, in on the stream. But he should have won that game with the start he had. I mean, Scuba he lost all map control. He was in a poor position. Asus was a little bit wasteful, didn't tech up, didn't do a lot of things. But, you know, whatever. It's not, most people know that I don't stream with a big delay. And Asus would know that. Also, he, like most people, you know, are obviously going to check the stream after game or before game. And they're going to type something, check the delay that way. You know, most people do that. I don't have that kind of suspicion when I play, but I know other people do. I know that it wouldn't do me any good to cheat anyway, but but even if I did, you know, it wouldn't really help me. Yeah, we do got to get this game on the road, Asus, you know. I might have all day, but the viewers don't. Scuba probably doesn't. I mean, it's just getting later and later for old Scoobs. He always take 1 minute before we start each game. Is he watching the replay on his second PC? We're 27 minutes in and we only have one game down. I mean, this is not the best timing. Okay, go. Whoa, that was fast. That was fast. Getting into the second game now. Why do you guys want to donate to me? I don't understand. Guys, I work full time. Guys, I could host a $500 challenge every week if I wanted to. I don't need money. I don't need money. I build whole steel buildings. I oversee construction sites. I build America. I build people up. I make dreams come true for children in hospital. I mean, guys, I don't need money. I don't want... Also, I don't like it when things pop up and I have to, you know, energize myself to give a congratulations. Guys, please. Not everybody needs to have donation links. Or subscription counts. Mine's invisible. I don't care about it. I just care about the game I'm streaming. Anyway, Big Scoobs as tank. You know, the very first thing you notice here is Asus is slower to the middle, quicker to the left side, and I guess the same time to the right side, maybe quicker to the right side. He's going to go all the way in for that, which I don't think... Oh, no, never mind. Looked like he was going to go across the bridge, which I was just about to flame him for in technical terms, because to go forward with a very close tunnel in a major path for tank to go down with the dragon in is a horrible idea, because it'll get flamed and stopped every single time, even versus the lowest of semis. It's going to get flamed. Missed that dragon. Dragon, as from Scuba, is definitely going to stop that. 100%. 100%. But it's also going to get the dragon. It's 100% also going to get the dragon. Asus avoiding the mines. Avoiding the mines very well. Oh, got run down. What in the world? This technical is moving at like 1,000,000 miles per hour. He was going for a doze hunt there. I don't know why he just wasted his tech there. He should have just drove back and then regrouped with this here. Ooh, this is pretty good, because he is already keeping Scuba in his base, in Scuba's base, while he can expand. This is already a little bit better of a start than Scuba had last time in terms of freedom to expand. Oh, he already is getting his oil. This is Very nice. Very nice. Getting that stream set up and watching the stream for the delay, helping intensely. You guys know I'm joking. Please. Obviously I'm joking. He's not playing and watching the stream or even listening to it. That would be redonkulous. And I would ban him for life for doing it. From every tournament challenge and the forums forever. But he's not doing it. Anyway, this is very nice. This is going to get cleaned up very quickly because he does have tanks. And with a little bit of micro, he should easily be able to get this dragon down. Not sure why he sent that all the way up there. But regardless, dragon's going to go down. Oh, come on, Asus! Shoot the thing! Yeesh! What are you doing, man? I think everybody can tell that I prefer when people do the do the thing I'm talking about. Just because it seems to make sense in the moment. Already going for Palace. This is looking very good for Asus in that regard. However, he's wasting units again. Doing weird things. He is going to be on a big eco advantage. However, Scuba is wasting no time in attempting to close the gap by getting the right side and going to eventually try to clear the not very established left side. So we do see Dragon can easily sneak right in here, and he will. It's a dual arms dealer already. So okay, that's gonna get denied pretty quick. Got to get this right next to the dragon so he can't scrap deny. Okay. Get it. Ooh, where's the worker? Good, you filled that. Okay, might get cleaned up. Sadly lost his Super Marauder. Needs to pop that other one immediately before this can be scrap denied. Pop it. Okay, good. Get it up and in there. Okay. Scuba is getting his oil. No helixes yet. Is going to lose this side 100%. He should move this outpost forward to run these guys over if he's watching. Okay. Gotta hand it to him. Takes a lot to watch every little thing. This guy on stream can do that because he has nothing better to do, but the actual players, they have to be focused on things. And they're the ones who can actually play the game and know how. Okay. Middle might get cleaned up because he doesn't have this tractor or anything. Yeah, that's gonna should get cleaned up. I don't know what this dragon's doing. It's finicky in the lag, I guess. Yeah. He shouldn't pop that. Just send it back to your base. Don't lose it. It's not worth it. He's gonna lose. He lost that. I think that was kind of a waste to pop at all. You were gonna lose the area anyway. Just let it go without taking any losses. Okay, he's teched up, so we're gonna see ECMs and everything. Asus is assuming he's preempting helixes, so he's gonna protect this area with some stingers. He should get a stinger here for helixes that come in this way and dragons that come towards this area because stingers are strong versus dragons. He's getting a lot more map control than Scuba had at this same time in the game, but you never know. Scuba is very good, but I think the Expert Slayer has an advantage, and he might just be able to make very, very good on that advantage. If all goes well for him and he doesn't waste anything and he really makes this just a miraculous game. If you can't tell, this is my morning voice and it just got cleared and I am happy as a lark because of it. Okay. What in the blazes are you doing, Asus? This is the most ridiculous thing I have seen you do all game. That was a complete throwaway. It made no sense. You have subverted all of my commentary and my day is ruined. Until you do something cool to make up for it. That is an unforgivable mistake to make. it's not even a mistake. That's like somebody driving their Honda down the wrong side of the highway and going 3 miles per hour instead of 100 and still hitting a car. It's just absurd, and it has to be intentional. It makes no sense. Scuba's going to be running out of money in his main base. He does have an oil, but that's it. And if Asus wouldn't have wasted that, and if he, has some stuff here, and he just manages to thwart this army, Scuba's going to get into a very screwed position. Jarman. Gonna pop anything here? Pop anything here? Pop anything here? No? Okay, he's just on guard mode. Anyway, this is very well played by Asus regardless. Don't think I'm getting on Asus. Finally, he sniped something. Why didn't he snipe the darn tank? The tanks are what does damage to your battle buses. You snipe the tanks. They do the big damage. Scud launcher, very beautiful. Okay, I forgive you now, Asus. You made up for everything. Because you went Scud launchers, and I love Scud launchers. Look at that. It's so pretty. Because it looks like cranes that I worked around in real life. Except changed into a launcher. Look at that. Almost got a tunnel up there. Which would have done maybe nothing, because there's a bunker right there that's probably full from Scuba. And Scuba is going for MiGs. Which, if he gets Black Napalm, and if he gets a full airfield, and he's very good with them, and it all goes well, probably make out on having MiGs. Look at that. It actually did damage to the MiG, the Scud launcher. Area of effect damage. That's kind of costly, but Asus has a lot more income, going for a Scud and everything. Looking very well for him. He played this splendidly, other than his weird little things that he did for seemingly no reason whatsoever. Maybe he was flexing his advantage. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would do that. You know, it's not good. And there we have some nice MiGs not being used in sync, so there's no firestorm. And he lost one, and it just wasn't that great. Also, very fun from Asus, he got camo netting on his stingers, so Scuba maybe wouldn't know where they were, and he couldn't target them because there's no way to scan using China. Very nice. Scuba's trying, but he's out of money now, and his armies are kind of down. And he has general's powers, but he's only on 3 stars, so they're kind of worthless in terms of what he really needs. And Asus is building mobs from his barracks in his base, which is not good because the mob will die as it walks across the map. You're supposed to put the barracks like here and here and here and here and go in, because then they would be very useful. Because the mobs would be where you want them to be, because mobs are very slow and they die as they go. Getting more Scud launchers, more money. Scuba is just going to try to make these MiGs pay for themselves 1,000 times over. Asus, please don't float. Honestly, all you have to do is spam 1 million quads and you win this game. It's just... it's not worth spamming 1 million markets and just floating money, you know. It doesn't do anything. It impresses nobody. But I can't count Scuba out, because he might just make these MiGs very useful. If he doesn't lose any. He's going to lose this one and this one. And he has no money to replace it for a long time, so it's GG. That was fabulous, splendid, extravagant play from Asus. And now the score is 1-1. Forgive my incredible increasing flip-floppery of comments for either player throughout the stream. It's an addiction. Why lag? Bruh. Scuba's from Australia, you're from Ukraine area, and I'm from East Coast USA. It's gonna lag. There's gonna be lag. That's just the way it works. One second. Ah yes, we have a super map now, Liquid Gold V2, fixing the glitch pointed out by SPL that there was a little supply pile here on the right for the bottom player, which would essentially allow the bottom player to have a massive advantage. But that has been fixed now, and we're going to see a horrific matchup. Nuke versus air. No, it'll probably be alright. Scuba's pretty good with Nuke against USA's. Air's kind of hard to deal with, but, you know, let's give Scuba the benefit of the doubt because Scuba is a very good player. He's up against the expert Slayer, who is notoriously known for knocking Scuba, of all experts. And we're going to see him go for what is probably pretty obvious to higher level players or players who follow the tournament scene. But for those who don't know, he is going to get himself a missile defender so that he... Oh, he's going to get multiple missile defenders. Gee. So he can only have, you know, 3 Chinooks collecting. And the reason he does this is to make it annoying to watch his inadequate income. It's a very pro move. It really subverts your expectations. You really just don't know what's happening until you recognize that that is the case. Scuba went for a forward war factory, 3 dozers, which is kind of interesting. And I believe he went for 3 dozers because he just doesn't want to be picked off. Nice ping, yes. Well, buddy, there's nothing we can do about it. You're Russia, me Australia, Lakey's USA. Let me screenshot that, yeah, because it's one of the great facts here. Ukraine, yes. Ukraine's pretty far. And that was your fault. That wasn't the lag, that micro right there. So if he blames that on the lag, that's his fault. $300 for that drone instead of getting an ambulance. But it's fine because now he can send that sucker free ranging up the right side with his scouting dozer. And here we see an ultimate sneaky war factory, which Asus can definitely see. Tell me he can see that. Come on. The shadow, at least. Can easily be able to pick that off unless he goes low health, in which case he's a little bit screwed. And also, again, he made it. So, get in that bunker house and just continue to try to defend yourself. And again, sitting on 3 Chinooks, the highly annoying collection speed, because it means you can't spam infantry and these. You can just get these to fill as you go. And now this Chinook will go down. He's not going to move it, and he's probably going to blame this loss on the lag. But, bruh, 110% your fault if you lose this one. He had no reason to lose it. And I don't think that he'll lose it, but, you know, his income's going to be crappy. Behind that dozer, he can easily stop this oil capture here. Not going to be able to stop it there very easily. He's off his collection here. He needs to keep attacking this. He needs to keep attacking this with the fire base. Just get rid of it. Come on, man. In his own base, yeah. He let a lot happen here. Also, no ambulance. Just get next to your fire base and assist it in destroying this. Stop your fire base from attacking it. Unload. Allow your V to destroy this to get dual chevron so it can repair itself, and you are in a good position in reference to the V. Lost one V there. Again, no ambulance, so they just get weaker until they're useless and they all die. So, again, your fault. Unload, destroy it. Like I said, do not use this. Nope. Jundi would not be happy to see that. Jundi would not be happy. Now he has the ambulance when it is no longer of vastly superior importance to him. Just looking around the map for a moment to reassess the fact that Asus could have played this one better. But yeah, Scuba did very well, as expected. This poor little guy is not going to make it. And he's gone. Take off the V, just keep driving and it would work. Except for the drone being there. Not paying attention, but he has this to pay attention to, so why would he? Ambulance will go down straight away after that if Scuba just does what he's good at, which is just driving straight into the units in a skirted diagonal pattern, so they keep firing. See? Works very well. You don't even need to target if you do that. You just keep driving. Drive target, very well. And that's definitely next game. Not good game. You're right, it isn't when you do a strategy like that and you play it very poorly in terms of what you could do. It is a poor game. And you don't need to say good game when it's not a good game. I 100% support that. However, I do not support people ever blaming their losses on lag that were not due to lag. No, it wasn't simply the micro. Magomed Kuchaev. It wasn't his micro. There were a lot of things to point out. If you watch the replay, you'll notice. He could have played it better in a lot of ways. Micro comes into play. You know, whenever you're talking about V's, micro comes into play, but when we talk about that game there, he didn't have good collection, you know, income and everything. He couldn't really spam and everything. He missed some things, and it just overall didn't work out in his favor the way he went because Scuba played using a very superior strategy. And if we went over the replay, we could look at every little detail, which is the best way to do it. It's really not the best way to do it when you're just watching a stream to talk about what somebody did wrong, you know, without retrospect and, you know, two commentators who can debate an issue that somebody raised about what somebody else did in-game. But I am assuming that we will see from Scuba hopefully anyway, perhaps a superior strategy, yes, and we are going to see that, which is an efficient, well-oiled machine called the U.S. Supply Line System. 4 Chinooks, so you can support the respiration of the United States Army. You can both build Humvees and infantry and have a little left over all the time. That's why you go for 4 Chinooks and not 3. 3 Chinooks in a USA mirror as air versus any other USA. You can make it work if you have just unbelievable micro, but you cannot make it work in some other situations like the one we saw last time, where you need more money. You just do. 3 supplies, 1 war factory going down the side, repeat offense, because Scuba is going to assume copying, and he is going to have his Dozer scout here. We'll see anything like that unless he builds it right here. And you see, first GAT is there. Scuba manages to get in the building, so now this is going to harass every GAT. This is going to harass every GAT. And this is what I meant by a superior strategy, which we didn't see from Asus last time. Asus went for a very poor strategy. Very poor idea. His build order was not good in the last game, and he paid for it. And now we see here, this is scouted. He knows this is here now. So Scuba is on top of everything in this game. As a full V, he's denied everything already. Everything is over and done with. Right at the start of the game, just what we would describe as being ownage. And it's USA versus Nuke in 1.04 standard. Nuke doesn't beat USA, but 10% of the time, depending upon the map and the players and the situation anyway. So it's not a surprise. You see, you can't blame it on the lag, because look what Scuba just did in spite of the same speed. And even this V that he lost here was his own fault. He was too close. He needed to move earlier, but he was paying attention to other things. This here, he already knows it's there, but he didn't react to it because this is far more important. He can react to it eventually when it becomes a problem, but it probably won't over the course of the game because Asus is going to progressively lose more income and he's not even going to be able to make any use of it. So it's eventually just simply going to become fruitless, the whole effort. And as you can see, he's going to pick off a Dozer, but that's about all he's going to be able to pick off with that, and it's going to become totally fruitless. And I would say that Scuba, he won this game within the first minute and a half. It was 100% won. Maybe even in the first minute. Simply, strategically superior. Just the fact that his idea was superior from the get-go allowed him to win this one over Asus, because it's air versus nuke in 1.04. So K, GG. Yeah, it wasn't a good game for Asus. He got completely and utterly owned, which isn't hard to do as nuke. But yeah, the lag has nothing to do with it. That's just how USA is supposed to play it. You're not supposed to feel like you're even with nuke. You're not. You have the superior army. You can move around quicker. You can destroy things quicker. You can get into buildings quicker. You can tech up. You can do everything. You can get air force. You can get general's powers that are just ridiculous. Most things are just not fair. And the lag had no bearing on either of those last two games for who would win. No bearing at all. Stealth China. Okay. Right off the bat. China is not favored over stealth. Stealth is favored over China. Stealth is favored over just about every army in the game for some people, but especially over China. And Asus probably doesn't like the fact that he's already on a downward swing for his, you know, his mind game is down. He lost a couple of games, got a little frustrated with the game speed, this and that, which never makes it good for you. A little distance there. So he's not happy about the situation he's in with having China versus stealth, most likely. Gonna go for his forward supply truck to try to run some stuff over. He has scouted this worker, but I would ignore it for the second supply truck. Just go for this. Use the second truck for that, and then whatever comes out of there. Boy. Going for airfield. Airfield is maybe going to do something, but overall, stealth versus China. Okay, I don't know what he just did here. He didn't even go for that, so now there's a tunnel there. Go figure. And it's all. Oh, he went all the way down there, all the way for it. You're forgiven. He did get that. Swing right around that. Get back in there. Blow up the worker. Gonna clear that. So going all the way down to the base, preserves the supply truck, but allows the tunnel to get built. Could have also done a little bit of damage to the tunnel had it been blown up, had the supply truck been blown up. Getting some guys forward there. But now it's a full health tunnel that you would have to flame down, which is kind of hard to do because there are defenses popped up to counter your dragon, and they will be successful. Worker going up to the supply here. It is not seen. Do see the helix. Helix is going down. He got a dragon in it. Pretty sure he got a dragon in it, so he will just fly right down here, try to drop here, get behind that, flame this away, which would be nice. And get both terrorists there. Gonna go back to repair maybe, or just hide right here. Okay, yeah. So it's not bad for Asus. He is gonna... Yeah, this is gonna be successful. Asus beacon those there. Very nice. Sold it before it could be flamed down. Should sell both. He did, and both are in time. Helix is not going to be able to get away. Scuba is playing very well. Thinking ahead of the game. Make sure that Asus doesn't get any more of an advantage out of this than he already got. He's going to rebuild on the right side or the middle. Most likely the right side. This is very well played by Asus. He's gotten himself into a nice position. Sadly lost the helix. Nothing you can do about that, really. But he has to deal with this here, which is not nice. He can clear this out and then head over to the right side, but his base is going to be in need of salvation. If he quick switches this up here to just the direct attack, he can save it. Well, regardless, he did manage to save it. And he is going in. He's going to destroy the barracks so there can be no more tunnels going up. No tunnel to defend up here. If he gets it quick enough, needs to send his dozer back. May as well not get it hunted for no reason. You don't need to flame wall it to destroy your own units. You guys realize you can just target buildings. Sometimes. Sometimes targeting the building works. Don't quote me on that, guys. No, I just have a pet peeve about people flaming their own units because I do it and I don't like it. So why on earth would I want to watch somebody else do it? Oh, he popped something. So now this is going to go down. If he does have guys in that, so he can easily get rid of all of this. Go forward. Pay attention to it. Just destroy it. This is very good from Asus. It's looking very good. Looks like he will make his comeback here. Move this forward. Why isn't it firing? What's in there? Or can I select it because it's stealth? I guess that's what it is. Oh well. Well, he got that because Scuba couldn't build anything. And now Scuba is on no collection, just about no money, and a couple of quads. So, not good for Scuba. Definitely not good for Scuba. Very bad position for Scuba. Looks like Asus got it. Gotta say, Asus, you played wonderfully. You really brought it back. You made that bad play from the air versus nuke into a fabulous play as China versus stealth. Just very good. Oh, Scuba, why did you scrap that quad up and ruin it? Scrapping up quads that are already dual chevron is a big no-no. Because it gets rid of your wonderful, wonderful little advances. Little advantages, little boosts that you get for promoting your units. If you scrap the quad up, it loses those. You know, the damage. I'm talking about the damage. You know how quads go from being able to one-on-one a command center to just a regular quad again. Yeah, not going to be able to do anything about that huge army. He was able to get another supply, so he's still in this. Lol. Lol. That first supply truth. Ha 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 ha. It's moving in, and I believe Scuba is feeling hopeless in terms of this game and not the set for the tournament. But definitely regarding this game, he's feeling a wee bit hopeless. Which is 100% understandable. And Asus is beginning to collect his army around the base. Going to go in from multiple sides. Going to be able to pick off this worker here if he's paying any attention. Paying any attention. He was not paying any attention to that. He has more important things to look at, like this gat here. Very good. Or this little part of his army here, which is not in sync with this part of the army. But now they are. Trust me, he's going to flame his gats a little bit. Keep everything synchronized in the flame wall. Flame that gat a little too. Get everything to die. And then Scuba can come back. Big brain moment. Scuba get to 3 stars. Scuba get cash bounty. Scuba make miraculous comeback. Yes? I don't think so, but stranger things have happened. Oh, goody. So he's now a 3-star fully scrapped quad, so he can't lose his extra damage by getting more scraps now. Because he scrapped before he was promoted. Asus, why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Mr. Asus. Get MiGs! He's stealth, so he's just gonna, if he can avoid that, waltz right on up here, get the oil. Asus, why you know better? Why you float? Why do you float? Good game. Could have been a good game earlier, maybe. Flame one more gap for a good measure at the end of the game. And it is now 3-2. Asus can still bring it back. He needs to win the next 2 games to have brought it back. 7 games total. First truck was a doozy, for sure. Okay. Let's see how Scuba plays China and Owen Cover. Okay, Asus, the stealth. Aw. Oh well. Scuba going barracks first. Fast Air is ecstatic. He is full of happiness and ready to extol you for having done that. Wonderful. This supply is, as you can see from this angle here, not quite lined up. This is the actual supply. Nitpickery going on here from the commentator. Scuba going for 3 dozer, middle supply for forward supply truck rush, and his other 2 supplies for big boom eco, Caro, happy Swiss Army knife, big booming economy every game. That's the way he would play it. And we see Owen Cover, aka Asus, going for his forward tunnels, which will be annoyed, frustrated, but perhaps not entirely denied. Owen Cover, using big brain, goes for the arms dealer on the left side, so the truck has a harder time going right in if the truck were to get that far, which it probably won't because it is now thwarted. And this needs to go here, just because it's annoying, or maybe here, or maybe up here to be extra annoying. Get one up into this tower, because then he has to send a dragon all the way around, which can be highly obnoxious. This supply here is not collecting well. Going to do a mine drop here. Mine barracks. Ooh! Dozer steel. 4 to powers. Nope. No dozer steel. Dragon steel. Yes, dragon steel. Nope. Wasn't worth it, Asus. Wasn't worth it. Should have just got power. He even had a terrorist to deal with it. And the terrorist didn't work. Well, he got his own. But I still think power would have been a better choice. Because if you get power, everything's better as China's GLA against China. I mean, he can already work on going up here and dealing with this if he gets power, but now he's going to be up against 2 war factories instead of just 1, and having power to spam quads and tunnels. Do you know how fast tunnels go up when you have power? They go up fast. That's how fast they go up. I believe it's something like 7 seconds, maybe less. It's really incredible. And it's very good for stealth. Needs to get a super tech, and then he's in very good position. Scuba hasn't lost anything in this game, really. Owen Cover has lost the opportunity to have power. That's a big loss. The sides are pretty much secured. He has nothing in here. can harass, but other than that, it's not going to do much. Worker's going to be denied on the right here by the red guard. Going to harass these supply trucks. Probably just going to get mines on that to deny that. And he is still trying to move forward in here, but running your units into fire usually doesn't allow them to destroy anything. They just get burned up. And now that tech is gone from harassing, and you didn't get your 1 RPG from the start that I mentioned about into this tower, which would have stopped this and been very annoying for this. And over the course of the game, would have prevented collection and destroyed this until he could get a dragon to stop it. Would have helped everything. But that is big theory time. Also, scrapped up, sadly. Loses the extra damage. As you can see, it's not completely chunking away there. Does have extra armor though. Slightly more armor. And Asus is going to waste that quad there. And again, Scuba has lost nothing at this point in the game that matters. Asus isn't collecting from the middle. He's not securing it. He doesn't have his oil yet. Doesn't even. He only has 2 tunnels in the middle, and Scuba's about to push him back. Scuba, meanwhile, is also going to be on his oil. He has his 2 supplies plus a 3rd toward the middle, and it's going to probably pay off for him as he bunkers a little bit more. Not going to be able to stop 4 dragons. You can stop a few, but not 4. And if Scuba gets the chain gun upgrade, which he doesn't need to, but he could. And black napalm can just be super, super annoying to face with just quads. Going to collect the middle now. A little bit of collection from the middle. Prepare that dragon. This dragon here doing a good backwards flame wall. Happily takes the fall for our entertainment. Now on dual arms dealer. Would have been so much better if he would have taken that dozer. If he would have taken the dozer. Because taking the dozer is so good. But not taking the dozer is also good if you live in Fantasyland. I don't know how many people live in Fantasyland, but for those who do, not getting power as GLA is good. If you live in Fantasyland, it's always a good idea to not take the dozer. Big flame walls, very bright, hurts my eyes. If I lived in Fantasyland, I would say that was an effective way to counter my own gats. But I don't always live in Fantasyland. It would be funner if I could, but I can't. Anyway, there is no palace. There is no Jarman. He has money, but he realizes he doesn't have many tunnies. Very few tunnies at all. No tunnies here. No tunnels at all. Over here. He only really needs them in the middle, but he doesn't have many there either. And Scuba is collecting a lot. Except for here. Because there are many, many flames. And flames are not conducive to an effective collection strategy for our financial industry. If you are not annoyed if Asus runs into these mines, I should turn on my webcam so you can watch me facepalm, but no, I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I do it because it isn't funny. When you see a barracks on this spot here, on any tournament desert map, and it's a China barracks, it's a Chinese barracks, it always has mines around it. It always does, 100% of the time, every time. Especially against an expert, it's never not going to have mines. Every time. So why run into mines, ever? You should have 0 units lost to those mines in your entire career when you know they're there. But I'm talking in hypothetical fantasy land again. Finally, the big, beautiful, you thought I was going to say black napalm. No, the big, beautiful chain gun upgrade. Ah. You know a player has arrived in a game and the game has reached peak when you see the, not black napalm, but the chain gun upgrade. Because some players will go the entire game, very good players, the entire game without the chain gun upgrade, and you will be so disappointed. No webcam. Infernos would own the bunkers, absolutely would. They would also own any attempts to go up the left side, as all you have to do is get the Inferno cannons here, and they fire on these units here, and it's very annoying. But we will see Infernos now. We didn't see them before because Scuba wanted to make a few acts in fruition in the middle here before he tried that, but now he's got them out and he's the smart player, he's the expert, so whatever he does mostly goes. We see a battle bus going right on in, just like me and my bus, my 40 passenger, much bigger than this little bus. And here we see it going right up to the supply. It sees these glowy little lights. And just sightseeing, I guess. Sightseeing while he does his little engagement here and gets burned up like the Dickens. Nope. Turn around. Hit one mine. Go ahead. Okay, good. That's nice. Got rid of a lot of units there. But now you can't move. But whatever. Went in some more, did some more damage. Looking good for Mr. Owen Cover, who's going for entirely bus spam. The super effective strategy to beating Extreme Oweekicus Chinacus, the Latin name for China army in 0 hour. Ready? One more Gat down. One more Dragon down. One more truck down. 3 stars. Where is the cash bounty? Another Dragon down. Ooh. Force fire the ground right here. Destroy both buildings at once. Going in here. Going to destroy the command center. They're both 3 stars, so there is a bomber. And the artillery. And sell this supply because you don't need it anymore. And we finally see the effective counter here. Mr. One Shot. Ha, see? One shot. Gone. And Scuba is in a bad position. Owen Cover now has very good position. GG thrown down. Very nice play again from Owen Cover. His GLA play is very good. And that brings us to 3-3 for Scuba and Asus. Asus. If you're wondering why I say Asus, because I read that little, when I see a U after S and in between another S, I assume the oo sound, and it just sounds nicer to me than Asus. Okay, tank versus stealth on Snowy Drought. So we're going to do this again. Tank. Tank mirror. Tank mirror on Snowy Drought V4. Nope. Yo, Marakar. You're finally here, Marakar. Marakar. Why do you go AFK after every game? Must check stream commentary for bad comments. For bad comments. Yes, Marakar is here. Marker is here. Inf GLA. It's a tank mirror. How am I? I'm always the same. More or less always the same. Satisfied. Empty. Satisfaction. Never bored. Never sad. Never depressed. Always the same. From the cradle to the grave. What a world, the world of like ease. My whole life. Anyway, enough about me. The game is on, and we're going to see that Owen Culver went for the forward supply, and he got his supply up before Scuba, second supply, and he will have both war factories. Well, yeah, he'll have both his war factories up before Scuba has his. The collection for Scuba is probably going to be more consistent and steady than this one. He's going for his third supply now, which I believe he may get a third supply before Scuba does, which could help him depending on how things go, but you know how things go in 0 hour. El monologue interesante. Sí, es muy interesante este monologue. Pero... stop. Why you do this to me? Marakar, don't do that to me. No. Don't do that. No, we're on a serious stream, Marakar. This is not me streaming a couple of noob games. I have to be serious. This is a real stream with real players and things matter. The outcome of this game is people advancing toward the Mount Olympus, expert Olympus mountain in 0 hour. As we can see, Asus on his third supply, so he does have the eco advantage. He can get a third supply. He can tech up. He can go heal. He can do so many things that Scuba as of yet, cannot do. But we'll probably get to be able to do very soon. What does that say? Wing Street? Anyway. Scuba abusing the range of his gats to hunt this poor dragon. And as we see, Owen Cover, will he tech up? Will he go for another war factory? Or will he be very noob and not realize that you cannot queue up more units than you can queue with 3 war factories with only 2 when you have the income of 3 tank supplies? Technically, he could go for a big meanie move and just go right up here and start collecting Scuba's third supply, which he should most definitely do because he's already getting a nice advantage in the spammage. Ooh, and this nice sneaky dragon could, if it isn't spotted, stream sniping right there. Definitely stream sniping going on. I'm kidding. Anyway, going No, seriously, that is interesting that he knew that was coming. Was there something down here? Yeah, okay. Maybe there was something down here that died and he scouted it. Oh, scrap abuse. I mean, scaffold abuse. That's not the kind of abuse that anybody ever called abuse, though. Except for me and 5 other people. Everybody else was pretty much okay with that one. And that is nice. He was actually going to go for that there. Scuba is doing the thing that Boyka and I now try to inform everybody to do, that they don't understand. Really reading a tank mirror. What's the one unit that annoys people so bad? It frustrates every tank fight. These little guys, called tank hunters. How do you get them? Some people say outposts, but that's a retarded idea. Using retarded in the actual proper meaning of the word, because it's not the good way to do it. It's a stupid way to do it. The most effective way to do it is to build a barracks here, and a barracks wherever you need them from, any line you need them at. And from there, you don't just put them in bunkers. You spam those suckers. You get them everywhere, because they will own your opponent's army like nothing else. Nothing will destroy a tank army more than these little guys who have a pretty good damage against everything, even themselves, if you really want to put that out, if you really want to look into it. They're just so effective. Look at that. And because Scuba has them and Asus doesn't, or didn't, he just got pushed back and allowed Scuba to have this big advantage. What on earth am I looking at here? Collect that. Why didn't you just get something here to defend? You had all this time, all this extra income, all these things. Still in a pretty good position to push against the Owen Cobra. We can push against the Scuba. And they're both 4 stars. So they both have artillery, but who will get their command center first? I assume Asus would get his first. Asus, who is, or could be, dozer hunted eventually. He only has 1 dozer. Do you see how much havoc these little guys wreak? To not have them, like Asus is again not replenishing his supply of tank hunters. It's so bad. And in terms of tank mirror logic, it's so bad not to have these little incredible units causing so much damage. This army is owned. It has to turn around or it's just worthless because of these guys. Always build tank hunters. You went from having an advantage to being 4 stars, nearly 5 stars, and not even having a command center, while your army just drives around in complete futility. And now, now he gets into the tower here. And your army is even more owned. And now we see this here getting destroyed by the artillery. And that will put Scuba closer to his 5 stars that he's looking for. Oh, never mind. He used it on that. That's good, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Probably wouldn't have destroyed both. Got that, though. 1 down. Moving forward again, his ECMs are taking a break. He has cleared this up, though, and Scuba has nothing back here. He dropped a tank. Very good, he dropped a tank. But that can be stopped by Asus's army here. I am assuming Scuba didn't get mines, so he's going to lose all of this here. And he definitely needs to drive his dozer up here to get that. Where is Lotus? Where is Lotus for the wonder capture? There is Lotus. Take this. Take this, please. There is so little that is better then the tech repair bay, it is so OP to take. Do you know why? Because all of your tanks repair. All of your tanks repair. And if that's a mine drop, oh my goodness, it's a power outage. And a bomber. Okay, superstar play from Asus here. And he definitely brought this game 100% back. Oh man, that was impressive. An impressive tank mirror. He went a little bit down because he didn't want to build tank hunters at first, but he really brought it back, and that was a really good last game for him. Very fun. I don't believe that scaffold usage there had any effect whatsoever on that game. I would say it had zero effect. I'm not defending the use of scaffold abuse. I don't like scaffold abuse myself. I would ban it altogether. However, in terms of how it affected the outcome of that game, I would say it had none. I will, of course, I may not side with the host's decision, but I will always accept and respect the host's decision, whatever it is, for any decision made for any tournament. Because hosts have total power over the arbitration of their own rules in their own tournament. If a host wants to interpret his rules in one way, he may interpret it as such in his own eyes. I await contact from Wraith, the host of the tournament. Back in the room. And let's wait to see how this unfolds. Perhaps a little bit of drama. Okay. I wouldn't say it's fair. I would say it is the solution that would be in line with the rules, but I wouldn't say it's fair in terms of how the outcome of the match came to be and how the present score came about. I would say it wouldn't be fair towards Asus. However, I would not disagree with the facts that it wasn't allowed, and you shouldn't accept something that isn't allowed. I would make them play a different mirror, though, because the mirror they played now you had to click a scaffold, but I won't challenge the host's decision. He's the host. I will not challenge it. All I can say is what I know, and that is that the outcome of that game was not determined by the scaffold in any way, shape, or form. Had it had any very unique effect on the outcome of the game, I would immediately disqualify the game and, you know, just handle it from there. But that definitely didn't have an effect on the outcome. It's up to Wraith. This is a mockery because that frame did not play any role. Frame here could be interpreted in two ways. Two ways it could be interpreted. That he's saying frame as a Russian equivalent to scaffold, which scaffold and frame in English are synonymous loosely. Or you could say that frame, as in the one frame of the game where the scaffold had any effect, had no effect on the game. It's a double meaning and it's fabulous. Okay. Let me read the commentary here. This is a mockery because that frame did not play any role. It states in the rules. So if I map hack, but it doesn't affect the game, doesn't matter. Straw man argument. Scuba as usual. Nothing against him. Placing for survival purposes to keep units alive but not interfering with enemy units or buildings. It was not allowed from the start of the tournament. Okay. You just have a special relationship with us. Why would I have a special relationship? If I wanted to cheat, I would give the win to Scuba. Cannot be honorably received. Asus, it is in the rules from the start of the tournament. Is it really? It is. Of course it is. Sadly, most people don't realize that rules are meant for reading. But sometimes you overlook stuff. And when things get overlooked, they get messed up. Our fair play rules apply. Placing scaffolds beyond their intended purpose to build and complete the structures are not allowed with the exception of the following. Removing GLA scraps at any time and any location on the map. Blocking vehicles from running over GLA workers within close proximity of the GLA supply. Forcing guarding enemy air units within close scaffold proximity to shoot onto the ground. Placing for survival purposes to keep units alive but not interfering with enemy units or buildings. Placing within own base proximity at start of match to trick opposing waypoint scouting efforts. And to detonate demo traps. Those are the rules. Now the most difficult thing here to watch is any time that a person who is not natively English speaking is in an argument with a natively English speaking person, because the natively English speaking person is always going to have the advantage in the argument, because the non-natively speaking person can't always make a proper defense of themselves. Not that he even has to in this case. This is a different case than the norm that you see. Over the years, from my experience hosting tournaments and challenges since back in 2015, in regards to something that was as much of a non-issue as it was in this game, unless it was stated overtly that we wouldn't deal with any form whatsoever of abuse against the rules, I would have ruled in favor of Asus in this case for his win. Shay, it's a tricky situation because the rules clearly state that what was done was in opposition to them. What Asus did in terms of the tournament rules was cheating in the tournament. In reference to this particular tournament, what he did was cheating. And therefore, if a host were to follow the letter of the law exactly, Asus's game would have been immediately voided, with no question. However, we all know that everyone arbitrates via the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law, and therefore it becomes a difficult situation, because if we look at it in the spirit of the law, in how what occurred actually transpired and how it had an effect on the outcome of the game, we find that it had none. And therefore it makes it difficult, because now if they're replaying, if Asus loses, then it appears that a valid win in any other circumstance, any other case, is now a stolen game and a stolen set from Asus. And you have to juggle that in the community. And juggling community opinion is not easy, because most of you viewing, apart from a few, are very cruel. If Scuba won, would they have to replay the game? If the host made the decision that he has made in this case here, then the game would have to be replayed regardless of who won. Unless there was obvious bias, they would have to do as they did over again. And the sad fact is, now that the matchup is played a second time, there is no way to get the same level out of it, the same effect. Even out of commentating on it and everything, watching it over again, everything, it's very much lost. Wraith, you are 100% correct. It is entirely incumbent upon the participant to read and be aware of the rules for the tournament which he is joining before he plays any games. He is obligated to read and understand in full the prerequisites to his participation in the tournament. That was very bad. Didn't have to unload. Just target the far one and you're okay. Little tidbit of information for people who don't know. If someone's trying to ram your outpost with any units and there's another unit nearby, target the other unit and you'll be fine. At least until the unit you're targeting goes out of range or is destroyed. No bomb set. Good. And can destroy that for a little bit more XP. Now, you see, Scuba is in such a better situation in the Re. Now, I do believe that this could be nicer if you just enter a little in. Continue to try to harass. Just kept up the harassment, kept bumping it up. Again, he's on 3 supplies before Scuba, but Scuba is in a nice position this game compared to last game. And it does seem almost like just handing Scuba an opportunity to have an easy win, because obviously Asus isn't going to play at the same level in the second game because he has no advantage of nuance. There's nothing you can do to surprise Scuba now. But whatever. Yep. Don't ever say that it looks like somebody's going to bash somebody else quickly in expert level games. Unless it's like XCal playing and he dozer hunts somebody or whatever happens, because then it's easily determinable. But as you can see, even on 3 supplies, there's just desperately little that Asus can do. And it's very disappointing end to an otherwise very good set. And this is it. It's 100% over now because you have six battle masters, and they have the horde bonus going for them, and you have tank hunters, and you have the gats. And you have more coming in all the time, and it's over, and it's a very sad ending, and there's no glory. There is no glory in victory under these circumstances for whoever wins. But I will update the score accordingly before the game even ends to give Scuba the win. And that's it. It's about the most disappointing set I have live streamed, at this point anyway. Before it was great. Since I was going to live stream the Dominator vs. Scuba or Logica or whoever it was set, and they just didn't let me rejoin to finish streaming it because Dominator complained about lag, and then it was over. That was the last time I was this disappointed at the end of a stream. And no, you shouldn't give GG for that. It was a terrible game. And that's it. That's the series. That was it wasn't the deciding match, per se. It's 7 games, no matter what, I guess. Scuba, please don't muddy up the chat, the stream chat. It's not necessary with straw man stuff just to make Asus look bad. It's obviously within the rules that the game should be replayed, and it was. Obviously, breaking the rules is not allowed and never should be allowed. It's rather apparent that that is the case. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's enough for the stream. And we'll just see how it goes from the topic. Whether I have to do anything there or not. If people start flaming and doing stupid things that they really shouldn't do in the forums. Because not many people know how to have a fair and balanced discussion on things. Anyway, that's all for the stream. Nice set. Well played by both players. And I guess see you next time.